Alright, what's going on everyone? So today I want to make this video strictly about your discipline with trading. I know I made a separate video talking about this sort of concept in psychology with trading, and I put that out not too long ago, but I really want to make this video to really get into the specifics of how I've been able to fix my discipline with trading and how you should fix your discipline so you stop blowing your accounts, blowing your funded accounts, blowing any of your live accounts. If you're options trading or if you're futures trading or whatever you trade, this video applies to you, of course, because it's going to be strictly focused on discipline. So I'm just going to be talking yap sesh today. I'm not going to be showing you guys anything. So got this nice background for you all for a nice little video. But anyways, let me get into it. So first things first, like in the other video, I did talk about how you need to fix things in your life if you want to make it in trading. And it doesn't have to only be trading related, because within trading, with, not having discipline, with being really egotistical maybe, with being greedy, that taps into other areas in your life. So the first thing you have to do is fix that already, to determine what you've struggled with most of your life before you even got into trading, and actually figure that part out. And now I'm going to be talking about how to actually apply that into trading, and to use that in a useful sense. So first thing, once you're able to tackle your discipline more, maybe you have a routine, maybe before the market opens you go to the gym, or maybe you journal for like 15 minutes or something, and you read for another 20 before the market opens. I don't really care. Whatever you do, maybe you have some sort of set routine. Market opens, you take your one trade, maybe two trades, and then you get off the charts, whatever. Maybe you go to your job, you go to school, whatever it may be. That is your routine. Once you have a set routine in place, and then also definitely recommend getting physical activity in there somewhere. That helps a lot. That helps release a lot of stress as well. Whether it is the gym, going on runs, going on hikes, going on walks, whatever fits you best, fit that in there somewhere. And then again, if you're trading futures though, stick to one session. So maybe you trade a New York session, and then you would do your whole routine depending on what time zone you're in also, because for me, market opens at 6:30, so I don't got too much room to be messing around a whole lot pre-market. But anyways, so you have your routine set in, again, whatever it may be, and you're disciplined in that sense. But maybe once you get on the charts, you start to overtrade, you take way too many trades than you're supposed to be in, you start to over risk, instead of taking your normal risk size or maybe sizing down, you just size up automatically, because you're hoping to, get a bigger day out of it. That'll never work. And maybe you're also super underconfident. You don't end up entering any trades because you see your entries, you see the trades that are A+ setups, but you're just not confident enough in yourself to be able to actually take those trades. And these glasses look ridiculous. So we have our discipline down in our general areas of life. That is awesome. That's what we want to see. But we also need to apply that to trading as well. So like all those problems I just listed out that you may have still with trading, even though now you're in a set routine, you're disciplined, you know what work that needs to get done, you're not procrastinating on any of your work. It doesn't matter if it's back testing work, or if it's school work, or if it's work from your job, whatever it may be. You're disciplined now in all areas and aspects of your life. So apply that to trading. So now, when we go into our trading day, the first thing we're going to do pre-market is write down our goals for the day. Some of my goals are only take 1 to 2 trades, risk properly, do not oversize, and if anything, I will risk even lighter if it is a high impact news day, or maybe I just won't trade on a day like that. And not to be greedy. You see how my goals aren't monetary focused? I'm not writing down, I'm going to make $5,000 today in the stock market, and I'm going to hit a trade that's 100% or options play. if you're focusing your goals in the morning around that before the market even opens, you're setting yourself up for complete failure. Because truthfully, we don't know how much we're going to be able to make that day. We know when we see A+ setups, and we know when we see our entries, and we know when to set our stop losses, and we know when to set our take profits. But we don't truthfully know how much we will be able to make that day. So by already setting a monetary goal inside of your mind is one of the worst things you can do. Because, again, truthfully, we have absolutely no clue how the trading day will end up for us. Maybe we'll end up break even, or maybe, we'll hit one trade, we'll get stopped out, and that'll be it for the day. Now you haven't reached your monetary goal, and now you feel the need to go back into the market to complete that goal because you've had it set in your mind. So, when you write down your goals, they cannot be monetary. They cannot be focused on, I'm going to hit this trade and make this much percent on it. No, we never really truly know what's going to happen that day. We can't predict the market. I mean, we are all little fish in a massive pond. So how would we ever in the world be able to do that? So now you've written out your goals for the day, none of them being monetary, all of them being having to do with who you are as a trader and actually being able to follow your rules. So you have that set out, and that'll already set in another, factor of discipline going into the day, because now you've kind of made an agreement with yourself. You have these goals, and you're like, shit, if I, break my risk management, if I overtrade, if I get greedy, now I broke my goals for the day, and I can't even fix that for today, because what am I going to do? Go back in the market and try to stop over risking? No, that wouldn't even make any sense. So now, by writing out those sort of goals, they don't have to be exactly like that, but all I'm saying is don't make it monetary goals for the day, for the trading day. That is then setting you up for actual discipline and to know when you need to stop. When you just set up a goal for monetary gain, you don't know when to stop. Your brain is going to trigger a switch, and flip that switch, and you are just going to burn a hole in your account because now you're trying to reach this monetary goal for the day. So don't do that. That is like the first sort of thing. So let's assume now you've written down all your goals for the day, none being monetary, everything being with what you need to do. And let's say you end up breaking some of your rules. Well, what are you going to do? Say, okay, tomorrow I won't do that. No. First step you have to do is journal. Journal what exactly happened, why you broke your rules, what caused you to break your rules, and of course also be journaling down your trades and exactly, why you entered and exit, because that has a big role in it. Maybe you took a trade because you were feeling greedy, and now you've broken two of your rules. You took a setup that wasn't A+, and you got greedy and broke your rules and overtraded or whatever it may be. So you can't just break your rules and say, oh well, tomorrow's a new day. You have to find a way to actually implement it in your mind and fix the thing you did wrong. So maybe you have a separate repercussion if you break your rules. Maybe you have to, run a mile. Maybe you have to do a 2-hour workout instead of your normal 1-hour workout. Maybe, whatever it may be. As, something to not make you break your rules ever again that is set in stone. All right? So you journal it first. If you broke your rules, journal down your trades as well. And then there comes the consequence for whatever consequence you come up with, the fact that you broke your rules. I actually saw a really funny guy on Instagram or TikTok, whatever, and he has now made it a rule that he has to go and talk to women, which he is afraid of women, if he breaks any of his trading rules, which I thought that was absolutely hilarious. But I've seen people, make themselves go on mile runs after they break their rules, people who hate running. Whatever it may be, come up with something that would actually, implement it in your brain, like, okay, I really can't break my rules now because then I'm going to have to do this that I do not want to do. And let's say you follow your rules for that day. So, awesome job on that. But if you just leave it as is and you're like, oh, I followed my rules, awesome. Let's go to, let's look to tomorrow. No, you still have to write that down and journal it down and journal that you're proud of yourself for following your rules. You feel really great about yourself. You know you did an awesome job and you followed your rules. Or maybe you lost a trade, but you still followed your rules. You could write that out as well. Maybe you took an A+ setup, you lost the trade, but you didn't break any rules. Write that out as well. There's multiple case and scenarios where you can write that out. But this is how you really start to implement discipline into your trading routine. Once you can target areas of discipline in your outside life, then you can relate it to trading, and it will follow within trading as long as you are taking those steps. But if you're not journaling down, goals in the morning and maybe how you're feeling, and then journaling after your trading day, and if you broke your rules, giving yourself a consequence for breaking your rules. If you're not doing that, you're never going to be able to actually tackle discipline in trading, and you're going to constantly be greedy and be not focused and just think about the money all day long, which in trading, once you're able to follow all your rules and do everything properly, the money will follow. I promise. The money will follow. And every other profitable trader will tell you that as well. I promise. But anyways, that was a big yap sesh. So that is going to be it for this video. I appreciate you guys so much for listening to me. If you guys have any questions, you know where to find me. Instagram, TikTok. Comment on this video if you have questions. And then also, you can join my community. I will link it in this video or it's also linked in my bio as well. That is where I do live trading. I do all my class sessions and teach and get a lot into psychology because so many traders have huge issues with psychology side of trading. But anyways, thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.